Lovely. So come to a comfortable seat because, like always, we'll start our practice with a breath. So I've got a new little yoga prop, my cork block, that you can be sitting on a cushion or on the floor or however you like. So just take a moment to get comfortable. Let's do a couple of shoulder rolls here. Just ease out some tension. And then to encourage that easing out of tension, place your hands, palms face up on your knees. Sit with some structure so we're not slumped down, but don't hold on to too much contraction first of all. Relax your jaw, relax your breath, breathing in and out normally through your nose first of all. I'm going to begin today with alternate nostril breathing, one of my faves. So take 3 fingers, place the middle finger on the bridge of your nose. On the next exhale, close your left nostril, inhale through the right. Close the right, exhale through the left nostril. Inhale on the left. Close, exhale on the right. Lengthening out the exhale, inhale on the right. Close, exhale left. You're welcome to close your eyes if you can be guided by my voice. Inhale on the left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Two more rounds. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Let's bring our hand down. Breathe normally, maybe give your nose a bit of a wipe. Just allow the beauty of that breath work to be absorbed. A really lovely way to transition into our practice, noticing that perhaps your heart rate is calmed, you feel more ready to start your yoga practice. So you've got your eyes closed, be my guest to continue with your eyes closed. I'm going to begin with some gentle movements. So turning over your hands on your knees, just begin by traveling around an imaginary hoop. Imagine there's a hoop around your torso, so you're bringing yourself forwards and then backwards, rolling your torso, just loosening up our spine gently. Switch directions. Lovely. Just moving with that breath, so as you inhale, you come forwards, as you exhale, you come back. I'm going to take my block out so I can feel the ground a little bit better. So let's switch directions again, but really hold on to those knees so you can pull pull your chest through, bringing your shoulder blades back. And as you exhale, hold onto those knees so you can round your back, looking down at your belly. Make these really exaggerated circles. So we're involving our shoulders, our arms, massaging your glutes as you come round. Moving with that breath, trying to incorporate your head, all of that vertebrae moving around, switch directions. You work on your own in an office, this is a really lovely one to do between meetings, or if you find yourself sitting for a long time and tension building up or your posture going, this is such a lovely one to just get all those vertebrae moving again. And let's stop in the center. Lift your shoulders up to your ears. Inhale, take them up as much as you can. And then on the exhale, let them go. Again, inhale, lift them up, lift them up, lift them up. Keep lifting, see if they can lift any more. Exhale, let them drop. Inhale, lift, 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 lift those shoulders even higher. Can they touch your earlobes? And drop. Shoulder rolls here, just easing out that tension. Lovely. And then let's slide those hands forwards. Allow the spine to curl. So it's not so much about that tie being pulled analogy. We're just letting ourselves slide forwards, but keeping the sitting bones on the floor. Inhale, we come back up. Take those hands behind you, turn the fingers away from you, squeeze those shoulder blades together, lift the chest, arch the back the opposite way. You can drop your head back, you can roll over your knees, lifting your hips high. And then exhale, coming back down. Lovely, let's just switch whichever leg we had crossed into the opposite way so we can create that balance. Return the hands to the knees, lower your chin to your chest, but really draw those shoulder blades back. So really think about those shoulder blades coming back behind you. Let that head be heavy, guiding the chin further down to your chest. As we inhale, we take the right ear over to the right shoulder. Exhale, bring the chin back down to the chest. Go slow. The trick here is to really feel, inhale coming over the left, feel every muscle begin to stretch in that neck. The slower you go, the deeper you can stretch and tune into where might feel tight. So just moving with that breath, you inhale as you rise the head up to one side, you exhale, bring the head back down to center. And inhale up the other side. One more time each side, making sure the jaw is relaxed. If we were to clench our teeth here, it would add more tension than relaxation. So the goal is here to tease out those tight muscles in the neck. And inhale, taking your head up, let's slide those hands forwards again. Letting that head go, slide the arms forward, your arms are super straight, your fingers are spread wide. Inhale, coming back up. This time, exhale, take your hands behind you, clasp your hands behind you, lift your chest, take your shoulder blades together, you might even get a click. This time, clench your teeth and lift your chin up to the ceiling. Exhale, release. Release the hands. Let's take that left hand out to the side, reach that right arm up, lengthen, lengthen, stretch all the way up. And then exhale, bring that right arm over by your ear. But try not to kind of curve like a ballet dancer. Send that energy off on the diagonal. Press that right sitting bone into the floor. Maybe take your gaze down to the mats if you're getting any tension in your neck. Inhale, we come up. Slide that right hand away, lengthen, stretch, stretch, stretch up on the left. Really take that arm out of the shoulder. And then exhale, bring that left arm over by the ear. Straight arm in the diagonal, pressing that left sitting bone into the floor, to the mat, maybe gazing down at the floor, your choice. And then inhale, coming all the way up. Let's roll those shoulders again. Lovely, jolly. Come on to all fours, so spread those fingers wide. If you have socks on like me, because it's now November and we're feeling it, now's a good time to take them off so you can really find the mat with your toes and grip here. So tuck the toes under, but your knees are directly below your hips, so I need to shuffle mine back a bit there. Your hands are directly below your shoulders. Good, strong box shape. Tuck the toes, so we're stretching the underside of our feet. First of all, just pressing our weight into our hands. How often do we stretch our hands and wrists? Probably never. We always concentrate on these major muscles, but it's the finer muscles that can also make that big difference. So breathing here, your belly listens to your spine, your neck is strong and long. And then the next exhale, bring your bottom towards your heels, press into the base of your hands. Inhale, rise forwards, keep that motion going all the way over your wrists, so you're lengthening into your wrists. Exhale, we come back, bottom to the heels. Lovely, inhale, come forwards. Exhale, come back. So we're just warming up key muscles that will really help us with our moon salutation today. Inhale. Exhale. As you exhale, bring your hands towards your knees, but your fingertips facing the outside of your mat, and gently sway side to side. Your feet are starting to scream at you. Resist the temptation of holding your breath. Just bear with it a little bit longer. Take your hands off the mat, bring your backs of your hands together, lifting all of your weight onto your heels. Smile through it. Breathe. Just rotate those wrists. Finally coming off those toes, uncurl the toes, give them a gentle tap. So they will be happy with you again. And coming back down to all fours. So our toes are untucked this time. The top of our feet is on the mat. Let's come through those cat-cows. So stick the tailbone out, the shoulders come back towards the hips, you lift your head. Let's ripple down. So start with the chin towards the chest, round the upper back, round the middle back. Finally tucking that tailbone underneath you. Really, really arch. Press the mat away from you. Then we start revolving by turning that tailbone up, sinking in the mid-back, the upper back. Bring those shoulders backwards, lift the head. Twice more. Exhale, chin to chest, round the upper back, the mid-back, the lower back. Then we undo, so the tailbone comes up, the mid-back lowers, bring those shoulders back, lift the head. Lovely, one more time, chin to chest, arch the upper back, middle back, lower back, press, press, press. And coming to that neutral spine, tuck the toes here, press into the hands to lift those knees to a hover. So this is not a hover, this is easier. Let's bring those knees down to a hover, keep breathing. Exhale. And lower those knees down, bring your feet down to the mat, slide those hands forwards, coming into our balasana, our child's pose, but really stretch those arms forwards, gentle rock side to side. Lovely. Inhale, coming up. We're just preparing our core here for these stronger poses in our moon salutation. So tucking those toes, we inhale. And as we exhale, we press the mat away from us, lifting your knees to a hover, breathing here. Lower the knees down, unhook the toes, stretch those arms forward, bring your bottom back to your heels, gentle rock side to side. Lovely, inhale, come back onto all fours. This time as we tuck our toes, we are lifting our knees, but keep lifting them so they're coming up towards the bottom of our rib cage. Our tailbone lifts high. So it's almost like a downward dog, but an extreme bend in the knees, downward dog. Pausing there. Then step one foot back, followed by the other. So you can come into your downward facing dog. Take some time here, walking out the feet, maybe nodding, shaking the head, maybe rising up on the tiptoes and rolling yourself through. I always quite like that one, particularly if you have tight calves. So we come up onto our tiptoes, you bend your knees, then bring the heels towards the back, lengthening, breathing there. Inhale, look up at your hands, walk those hands towards your feet, bending your knees as much as you need to. Your head stays low, your shoulders stay low, hang heavy. Really important to keep the knees bent here if you have tight hamstrings, so you're not doing injury. Breathing. Bringing your fingertips to the floor, lengthen in the arms, and then just bend one knee deeply and the other. Lovely. Hang heavy here, holding each elbow. Just keep shifting that weight to one foot and the other, bending your knee as you go. And let those hands come down, start to stack the vertebrae on top of each other, tucking the tailbone. Allow each vertebrae to unravel as you come all the way up to Tandasana. Shoulders to your ears, down your back. Just roll your shoulders a couple of times there. Nice. So if you are on the mat, wherever you are, coming into the center of your mat, she says, already wobbling, what is wrong with my balance day? Bringing your feet together, let's pick up those toes, spread them wide, and place each toe on the mat. Find your pubic bone, that lovely fleshy bit above it. Just put your fingers there, and when you lift your pubic bone, notice how that abdominal muscle there really contracts. That's the deep core that will keep us stable, that we really need in this practice. Roll your shoulders to your ears, down your back, your palms loosely face forwards. Don't worry too much if you get your left and right mixed up. Yoga teachers are notorious for it, so I may well do that. But we will begin as some moon salutation. So habitual doing some salutations. There's something different today. A moon salutation. We start with Tandasana. Inhale, take the arms high above you. Lengthen, hook your thumbs together to really hold those palms together, lengthening up. Exhale, bend over to the right, send your hips to the left, making that moon shape with your body. Your arms are tucked by your ears. See if you can draw them further back. Your shoulders are stacked. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, we come over to the left side, send the hips to the right. Breathing there, really keep those arms strong by your ears. Inhale, we come up. Release the hands down, bending at the elbows, so those cactus arms, or pea on a fork. Step your right foot wide and pivot those feet out on a diagonal. Tuck that tailbone under. Exhale, lower your bottom down. Really tuck that tailbone under here. Make sure your knees are tracking over your feet so they're not rolling in. So try and bring them as far back as possible. Lift the chest, bring the elbows further back. Inhale, rising up, send the arms up. Pivot that left foot in, and then lower the arms back down. We're coming into Trikonasana. Keep lowering that right hand down, placing it either on the thigh or in front of the knee, lifting that left arm up, lift the gaze up, Trikonasana. Inhale, we rise back up. Pivot on that left foot to turn to face your right side. Lower your hands down, bending in your right knee, touching the floor with your hands, lengthening that left calf by bringing the heel towards the ground. You can either stay here or begin to lengthen in that right leg, lowering your head down. It's called Pavottanasana. Breathing there. Inhale, bend back in that right knee, lifting the arms up, coming into that high lunge here. Palms come together, shoulders come down your back, your right knee is above your right ankle. Breathe. Exhale, bring the hands down in the inside of that right foot. Pivot on the left foot and pivot on the right foot. So both are facing the long edge of your mat. We're in a squat here on the right side. Rotate the weights to the outside of the foot on the left. Breathe. The next inhale, we press into that right foot. Slide your hands over to the left side. Coming into a squat on that left side. Breathing there. Take your hands to the outside of the left foot. Pivot that left foot to the left side of your mat. Pivot the right foot round. The left knee is bent. We inhale and rise up to that high lunge on the left side. Breathe. Check that that left knee is above the left ankle. Lower those hands down to frame that left foot. Either staying here, concentrating on lengthening that right heel towards the back of the mat, or begin to lengthen in that left leg, so unbending that left knee, coming into that fold on the left side. Inhale, bend that left knee. Pivot on that right foot, bringing the right heel down. Open up on that right side, opening your arms, coming back up, preparing for triangle Trikonasana. Exhale, we bring that left hand down, either onto the thigh or in front of the knee. The right hand comes up to the ceiling. Look down at that left foot. Slightly turn that left foot into a diagonal and pivot that right foot in. So it's also on the diagonal. Bring your arms up, bend the elbows. As you bring the elbows down, bend in the knees, coming back into that goddess pose, tucking that tailbone under. Breathe. Really strong pose. Inhale, we rise up. Pivot both feet in together, facing forwards. Step that right foot in to meet the left. Palms come together, you're hugging your thumbs again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, we lean over to the right, hips come to the left. Inhale, we come up. Exhale, we come down to the left, hips come to the right. Inhale, we come up. Exhale, release the hands down to Tadasana. Gonna come through that sequence one more time. Take stock, breathe. Think about your alignment. Are your toes spread? Are your legs strong and together? Roll the shoulders to the ears, down your back. Tadasana. Inhale, take the arms up. Hook the thumbs together. Inhale, lengthen. Coming over to the left side this time, bring your hands over to the left, lean to the left, stretching deep into those intercostal muscles on the right. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, we come down, making that moon shape on the right side. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, bring those elbows down to that cactus. Step your left foot out. Pivot the feet so they are out on the diagonal. And exhale, lower those knees down. Tuck that tailbone under. Bring the elbows back, the chest forwards. Lift the gaze, the chest. Inhale, rise those arms up, lengthening the legs. Pivot that right heel out, the left toes come to the left side of the mat. We lower those arms down. Preparing for Trikonasana. Left hand comes in front of that left thigh. Right hand comes up, your shoulders are stacked. Gazing up at that right thumb. Inhale, raise back up. Pivot on that right foot again, so you're coming on to tiptoes on that right foot. Bending in that left knee, bringing the hands down to frame the foot. Send that right heel back. Lengthen in the left leg, lowering your head and chest down, looking at that left knee. Rebend in that left knee, slowly pressing into that left heel to pick those hands up, coming into a high lunge. Arms come back by your ears. Can take the gaze up as well. Exhale those hands down to the inside of that left foot. Pivot your right heel in. Pivot your left toes towards your hands, coming down in that half squat. On the left side, maybe you can go a little bit lower. Shift the weight to the outside of that right foot. Breathe here, shoulders back and down. Inhale, press into those fingertips. We travel over to the right. Coming down on the right side. Shifting the weight to the outside of the left foot. You'll notice I lifted up my right heel here. To have your right heel down is really quite flexible. Inhale, lift back up. Pivot that left foot towards the right side. Pivot the right toes. Lifting ourselves up into that high lunge on the right side. Shoulders by your ears, but down. Exhale those hands down to frame that right foot. Send the left heel towards the mat. Begin to lengthen in that right leg. Look down at your right knee. Inhale, bend in that right knee, pivot that left heel down, lengthen in that right knee as you lift your arms and body up, preparing for our Trikonasana. So your legs are already in the triangle pose. That right hand comes down as you exhale, just in front of that right knee. Your left arm searches up to the ceiling, breathing here, really strong on the core. Inhale, we rise up. Take the toes on the right to the corner of the mat. Bring that left heel in so the left toes are facing the corner of the mat. Make the cactus shape with your arms. Bring your elbows backwards and down as you lower those knees down. Goddess pose. Totally look like a goddess, I'm sure. Tucking that tailbone in, really try and bring those knees back as far as you can, and that will really engage those glutes. One more breath there. Inhale, rise up. Step that left foot to meet the right. Hook the thumbs together. We exhale, come down on that left side, back to that moon shape. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, we come down on the right side. Inhale, we rise up. Release those hands down. Roll those shoulders. Lovely. Coming back to the back of the mat where you began. Heel toe those feet. Hip distance apart. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze. We're coming into Padahastasana, so lower yourself down. Two options here. You can take your peace fingers around your big toe, or for an extra hand massage, if flexibility allows, you can bend your knees and slide the palms of your hands underneath the soles of your feet. Let the head go on the exhale. Rotate the elbows out and round towards the front of your mat. And then begin to try and straighten those legs, pressing the toes into your hands. Breathing here. Release the hands, bring your fingertips to the mat. Bend the knees again, but then lengthen, look forward, straighten the legs as much as you can. Bend the knees, walk the hands forward, super slow. Try to not tilt your hips side to side. Imagine a bear crawl. Bringing your knees down, unhook the toes, bring your big toes together, bring your knees out as wide as your mat. Bring your bottom to your heels. But before you do that, turn your palms to face your face and slide those arms through your legs towards your toes. So we're curling those shoulders under. Either bring your forehead to the mat or your ear like I am doing, and try and search those hands. You can see mine there. I'm just going to hold my feet here for this really lovely relaxed variation of child's pose. So allowing the back to round, those shoulders to slump. You might want to switch which ear is on the mat. But just enjoy that passive release that Balasana brings. And then thread one hand out, followed by the other. Bring your feet out to the sides. Bring your bottom down. Let's bring the soles of our feet together, clasping your hands around your cold toes, or perhaps you want to Pop your socks back on here if you remove them, just butterflying those knees, but make sure we're not slumping here. So just really hold onto those toes so you've got that as an anchor to lengthen your spine, bringing your shoulders back and down. Coming into stillness with those knees, bring your thumbs to the inside of your foot and then opening your feet to face the ceiling. Either stay there with that external rotation, that kind of pronation in your ankle joints, or bring your elbows to your thighs and lean forwards. Gazing down at the floor or your feet, seeing if you need a pedicure. Maybe you might want to give your feet a bit of a foot massage here. Ease out any of the tension that's built up. It's really nice to do, particularly if you've been walking a lot. Women, the arches of our feet can get really tense, so it's nice to use our thumbs to massage our arches here. And then inhale, lengthen. Let's bring our hands underneath our knees to close them together, to internally rotate. Clasp your arms around the top of your shins. Allow your spine to curl backwards. Bring your forehead to your knees. Maybe close those eyes. Inhale, lifting the head and gaze up. Taking the hands behind you, slide the legs away. Take your right ankle on top of your left thigh, just above the knee. So if your knee is up here, this is your pose. If your knee is further down like mine, you can then bend that left knee to bring the sole of your left foot to the floor. When you do that, you might hunch. So just press into those hands to lengthen the spine so you can really feel that lovely hip stretch there. Seated pigeon. If you're not feeling the stretch, you might want to lean back and bring that left foot a little bit closer, or perhaps you could gently rock. And then slide that left leg away, release that right foot. Switch sides so the left ankle comes on top of the right thigh, just above the knee. Either staying there or bring the right sole of the foot to the floor, pressing into the hands. So there's that good structure in the spine. And then release, lengthen those legs out, give them a little bit of a wiggle. Crossing the legs here, whichever way you just did. You know the score, bring the opposite one in front. Find those sitting bones. Finishing our session how we began, with our hands resting on our knees, our palms facing up, shoulders back and down. I invite you to close your eyes. Close your mouth, but part your jaw. Taking those long, deep breaths in. Just surrendering to stillness. Allowing your body to take stock of your practice. Allowing your system to calm before you rush off your mat and carry on with the rest of your day. Just taking these long, deep breaths. Your mind will wander. If it does, just come back to that breath. Observe the breath. What's it doing? Where's it coming from? How long is it? please do spend as long as you can here, or as long as you like to, or time allows. But thank you very much for joining me for this moon sequence. I really hope you enjoyed it.